All right, let's try this again. Sitting here on my deck, trying to record a video, talk a little bit about week 4 of maintenance management class. Last week we talked about different kinds of maintenance. The book had lots and lots of abbreviations and stuff we really had a hard time remembering. The discussion board helped us out quite a bit though, because we were able to share our experiences about corrective and preventive maintenance, and we had some pretty good discussions. So the chapter 3 also started talking about CMMS. That's a term that we first heard about in chapter 2, computerized maintenance management systems. We're going to hear about this more and more. They're very commonplace in today's industry, and we'll have some examples starting in a little bit next week in chapter 5, and then we're going to take a break from the book and go hands-on into using a CMS system that we have access to. So back to our stuff this week. Chapter 4 deals with work management, planning and scheduling, basically. And I love the beginning of the book because it has my new favorite quote, which is, "A goal without a plan is a wish." That's pretty good. So the book talks about the difference between planning and scheduling. And again, lots more abbreviations, lots more acronyms, and lots more flipping back and forth through the book trying to figure out what CBM stands for and all these other things. The author does do a pretty good job breaking down the different subcategories of preventive and corrective maintenance, and he makes some good suggestions on how to schedule the tasks and the processes. So prioritizing is always going to be one of the hardest aspects of management, and we learned some mathematical methods of how we could try and do that in the textbook. So, specifically, we think we've learned that planning defines what work gets done and just how it gets done, meaning what all do I need to do it, materials, time, people, tools, so forth. But then once that gets figured out, then we work into the scheduling phase. Scheduling could be more difficult because the biggest problem here is we have to then incorporate both the operations side of the house and the maintenance side of the house. So it can be really difficult. And the book has a really nice way of explaining the importance of what wrench time is. Wrench time is the time we actually spend working on something. Not waiting for parts, not getting tools, not waiting for the people who are working on to stop working, actual time working. And there's some real good examples in the book on how to calculate how much time is actually spent, basically how effective we are. And that's pretty important. That's what we're going to be talking about this week. This is one of our face-to-face weeks. Well, we were supposed to meet early this week. We're going to meet later, and this will be our first meeting since the first day of the class. We're going to have our first quiz on Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. We'll talk a little bit about how to make the discussion board more effective. We'll talk a bit more about the future schedule and communications, and answer any questions that you guys might have. So this is my first try at using a YouTube video. We'll see if I can get it uploaded, and we'll get it put up on Blackboard, and we'll see you in class. As usual, if you have any questions, give me a shout.